Hi everybody, I hope that you are doing well and that you had as funny weekend as I did. You might be asking, what did you do on the weekend? I'll show you. So, do you see that snow on the roof? Part of it's gone. Because I was on the roof and tried to remove the snow. Yeah, because the temperature has risen, snow is slowly melting down. And as it drips down and actually splashing on a wall, because there's no gutter obviously, then it's causing the issues I have there. And also what scared me even more, I'm not sure if you will see it, but that beam down there, yeah, it's very much rotting away. And also that nice coloring on the wall, looks like a moss growing. So I wanted to prevent it, so I tried to remove most of the snow from the roof, but let's say that after a second time I almost fall down the roof. Yes, I was doing it from the top, because from the down, look at that layer. There's more than half of the meter of a snow that is very firmly compacted and sticks to the roof like it would be glued there. It was impossible to just take it down from the bottom, so I climbed up and slowly was pushing it down. And after second time I almost slide with it down. I was like, okay, let's continue another day. So yeah, I preemptively was removing that snow so it doesn't melt on the roof and drips down. That's one thing. And another thing, also snow related, it's this. I will show you when I get down into the basement. But here, where the porch is, that roof, it's missing gutter as well. So the snow that was dripping down it, or is melting and dripping down, it's actually splashing down there, creating the puddles, also the splashing on the foundation, and that's not good. Also, all my gutters are just terminated like this. Yeah, I put that hole there, but it's just terminated here. So all the water coming from the roof goes directly to the corners of a foundation. That doesn't make sense either. So this is definitely something I have to address when it's a bit warmer, because I'm expecting a lot of rain, and the way that all the water will be just spouting down to the base, to the foundation. No, that's missing common sense to me. So, in order to prevent more of a moisture getting down to the foundation and eventually to the cellar, I did this. All the snow, I don't know if you will see it, but let's say somewhere here started a huge pile of snow. So I grabbed the shovel and remove it all around the whole house. Also I put those sleeves on the gutters, so the water coming from the roof, it's not ending up on the ground. So, as you can see, yeah, it's not visible, but that pile of the snow beside the house, that's, wait a second, it's distal, so it's, yeah, easily over a meter. So, yeah, that was my weekend. I hope that you had a same weekend as I did, full of fun and snow. It was perfect, but yeah, in order to preserve this building, I'm trying to do my best and slowly addressing the issues as they are arising. It's not something I didn't expect. I saw the terminated gutters way before the winter, but yeah, I didn't do much about it because there were other pressing matters. But yeah, I'm addressing it now. But this is not what I want to talk about. Some of you might not have even snow already, because all of it's gone, melting. Yeah, but I still have it, and I believe that it's gonna be here for quite a while. So yeah, that's that. But as I said, that's not what I want to talk about. I would like to today check how the ventilation of the house actually works and how is it, in my opinion, very well done. And I'm also I'm comparing it to what I know from Czech Republic, and most of the houses are just built without any sort of ventilation. Like we put some ventilation, but not the way it's done here. Like here it seems to be part of the chimney. So that seems to be very cool. Maybe my knowledge is also a bit outdated, but still, to me it's very impressive, and yeah, it's cool. So maybe firstly I will start with what we can see outside, because we are outside. So let's go again around the house, because when you look at the foundation you can actually see these intakes. This one would go to the cellar. One thing I should also mention, that the basement I have under the house, it's just under the half of the house. The rest of the house doesn't have the cellar. Pity. I'm also curious why they didn't do the cellar under the whole house, but that might be a question that will be never answered. So, and now let's have a look. I think that here, this intake doesn't go to the cellar. It actually goes, yeah, to the part which doesn't have a cellar. And same is done here. Another one. Here we have another one that doesn't go to the cellar, but this one goes to the cellar. Yeah, that's my door to get in. No more. Here I should point out, there's that one. That one actually goes to the pantry in a living room. Yeah, and here we have another one. You might have noticed that I put this, I don't know how should I call it, very childish fencing around around the well. Yeah, that has a reason too. Dog really likes to pee on a well. I was not thinking much about it, but now when the sort of a water issue arises, I was like, maybe it's not so good to let him pee all over the well when we are drinking it. So I put up this fence. Basically there are just 4 sticks and there is a yarn running around it. That doesn't work very well, so I will have to then chop few sticks and actually screw them to those poles, so there is a sort of a more physical barrier than this dog just goes under it and pee on it anyway. So yeah, that's something I have to do as well. By the way, dog was assigned new sleeping spot, so now he is sleeping also in the kitchen. He really has a right now bed in every single room, so that's 5 beds at least. So now we are in a basement, so let's have a look first at the ventilation. Not sure if there should be some here, no, none here. But here, if we will go to the pantry, you can see that one air vent is here. It's actually quite cool, because you can put it like that, and it will stay open. You can sort of arrest it, fix it, and then you pull again. And when you pull right way, yeah, you can close it again. So one is here in the pantry, then another one is actually here. So that's another one, and the last one is here. There. But as you can see, that door thingy is not there. It's actually here on the ground. It got broken, so yeah, I didn't get to it to fix it. But yeah, that's something I have to reattach eventually. But it was a bit difficult during the winter because all the cold air was blasting at hands and everything. Also, somebody put their insulation, the glass fiber insulation, so all of that glass fiber was blowing into my face. I was like, no. So I shoved a shirt there and it works fine. But that's how the air is getting actually inside now. At least here in the laundry, it's very smart in my opinion. But here it's this. that mesh, this, that actually goes to the chimney. I will show you how. You can see this tube here. So that's connected to the chimney. It's connected to the chimney, but it's not to the part in which the smoke goes from a wood stove. That's a different part, meant probably just for a ventilation, for air circulation. So that's quite cool, because this sort of a intake, it's in every single room in a house. This is the upper office, this is a living room, this is my office, this is a bedroom, this is a bathroom. So there's actually no way for a house to get humid, wet, or get a stuffy air inside. That's something I never seen in Czech Republic. We are definitely, at least nowadays, we are putting sort of air intakes for a facade. When you put the styrofoam on a facade, so you actually create few of those intakes so the air could be circulating there. But never seen that somebody would be really building this sort of a circulation directly within a chimney. Maybe I just never seen it, maybe it's done there, but yeah, I visited quite a few houses and never seen this sort of a ventilation. And based on the fact how old this house is, this is a genius. It's just, yeah, I'm just impressed. But why I'm so obsessed right now with snow removal and redirecting the water coming from gutters? Oh, glad that you asked. Let's have a look. So, as you can see, yeah, you can see that wet corner. That seems to be a bit sort of a moldy. So that's something I definitely have to address, because directly in that corner there is a gutter and water was spouting on the ground. You can see a few more sort of a suspiciously looking dash-shaped stains, but I think that might be caused by the wood I tossed inside. Some of it was covered in ice, so let's be honest, air was not circulating very well here. But yeah, you can see how much wood disappeared. But yeah, we have not used them much, and now with actually temperatures are getting warmer, we are using less and less wood, so maybe I will not even have to bring any wood from a shed. So what I was calculating as a cost of the wood for this winter actually might not be accurate. It's way less. We will see. Winter it's still here, but the temperatures are way more better or warmer than it was. Another issue I have here, it's also in this corner. Not sure how well visible it will be, but something similar is happening as in that corner and also on this wall. Directly in front of this wall there is a porch, also gutters are missing there, so I think that one of the issues might be actually water dripping from that roof here and then splashing the wall, actually causing this issue. So that's one of the things I will have to address this year. I think that list is sort of getting bigger. There's gonna be quite a lot to do, to be honest. Based on the fact how old this house is, I would consider all those problems that are occurring or sort of showing itself as a very little, you know, it's not something that wouldn't be fixable. And based on the age of that house, wow, it's still impressive that there are no other issues. There are just issues you would expect from old houses, but yeah, that's still perfect. So as I mentioned, so that air intake, it's in every single room, and it has one cool thingy. That lid on it, you can actually unscrew it, so you create a bigger gap, or fully close it. Isn't it awesome? So it's easier for me to explain those vents. I took you here into the attic. So as you can see, those are the pipes that are coming from every room, like this, and then it's connected to the chimney. And when we are here, you can actually see my roof insulation. Yeah, that's a sawdust, what you can see. And also there are quite a few the hornet nest. I just hope that they are empty. That's it. If you think that this one is scary, what would you think about this huge beast? I am not sure if there is something living inside or not. But yeah, this is a one. And on the other side, if I will jump, over all of it. Yeah, here is another one. And it seems like that something was eating through it. Yeah. But I really hope that nothing is living up here. So today I outline a few more questions that are ahead of me. As you saw, my foundations are getting wet because of the amount of the water firstly seeping down from the gutters, and also eventually during the winter it will be melting snow. Same is going to be happening to the shed outside, which is way more affected by this than the house. But let's be honest, the house was kept warm and the shed was not. Also, next thing will be, as you saw, I have two huge hornets up there in attic. I firmly believe that one, based on the fact that it's partly consumed by, I even don't want to know by what, but that one will be probably that. But the other one, it's in a perfect condition, and I will have to get rid of that. So yeah, so that must go. Today I just wanted to show you what, in my opinion, it's a well thought air circulating, or maybe yeah, probably air circulating system. I don't know really how to call it, but the fact that this house is 91 years old, and already at that time they thought of putting air intake or yeah, air intake in every single room, and that actually goes to the chimney outside, so air could freely circulate. That's just baffling to me. So that's something that I really like. Please let me know down in the comments, what do you think about this system? Do you have something similar in your house? And maybe if you have some suggestion regards the foundation or hornet's nest, I will be more than happy to hear it. And thank you very much for your attention. If you like this video, please consider subscribing and hitting that like button, and see you next time.